Hi, how's it? Good morning everyone. So today we're going to continue with module 2.2, which last time we looked at internet connections and services, and this time we are going to be looking at the dangers of computer crime. So earlier in grade 10 and 11 you would have gone through some of the more specific ones, the Trojans, the worms, viruses, and this time we are going to delve more into those. Alright, so we're going to first look at a bit of an intro, and then we're going to look at what are the types of tools, how does it work, how do people use computers to commit crime, how to categorize the crimes, and then how to protect ourselves against computer crime. Okay, so when we look at computer crime, we mostly look at things that will we look at software risks, okay, but there are also risks involved with you, social engineering, and there are also risks involved in people actually getting physical access to your device. So let's get into it. So the social engineering is when somebody actually tricks you into giving them access or codes to a certain device or service. So it's when someone might phone you or they might email you, and they pretend to be someone that they are not, and then they trick you into giving them this the information, and then they can commit crime with that information. Malware is any software or program that is written with the intent to cause harm. And now let's look at some of the tools that people use. So the first one is phishing, which we have dealt with before. This is when you receive an email, people request, it's maybe from your bank, saying, oh, click here to update your password, and then they usually look like an official email, but they are not. They're trying to trick you. Pharming is when, even if you type in a valid URL into your network browser, you get redirected to a false URL that is actually a criminal website. It might look like your bank, but then when you enter in the data, you are then providing someone else with your login details. Clickjacking is when a criminal might actually put code in your website, transparent code, on a normal button. So you think you're clicking the button, but when you click it, the malicious code actually redirects you somewhere else. So you think you're clicking a real button, but you're actually there's a transparent layer in front of that you cannot see that's redirecting you. Spoofing is when you receive an email that looks like it may be from your bank, from FNB, from Standard Bank, from ABSA. However, the criminals have actually spoofed. They've changed the email address. They are making the email is not from a legitimate site, but they're tricking your mail server into thinking that it is legitimate. Spyware is when you've got malware on your computer that tracks your keystrokes, or is just following you, seeing what you're doing, or where you browse, and what data you're looking at, and what you're doing on your computer. Keyloggers then part of spyware that record what you're typing, what you're clicking, and sometimes where your mouse actually is moving. A virus we've dealt with, these are malicious programs that disrupt the normal functioning of your computer. They can turn your computer into a bot, or they might exploit vulnerabilities in your computer that let other programs do things that are illegal. Computer worms then are part of malware programs that distribute themselves over a network. They don't need someone to actually click on a document. They spread themselves through emails, and they trick your computer into running some kind of program. Trojan is malware that looks and is named some kind of legitimate software. However, it is actually not. It's once you double click on it, double click on a program in your emails, it turns out that that legitimate looking program was not legitimate, and your computer is now exploited. Ransomware is when your computer gets locked up and your files get encrypted until you pay somebody. You usually have to pay the criminals in Bitcoin. Adware is just where your computer is kind of invaded by pop-ups showing you advertising or products that you do not want. Bots is when your computer turns into a kind of zombie and you're unable to control it. We'll look at the rest next time.